We might all be familiar with commercial pilots, but have you ever heard of a sport pilot? In today's video, we'll speak about the 6 types of pilots and their tasks. Number 6. Sport pilot. If you ever wish to become a pilot but you're getting worried about how tough it would be, then you should acquire a sports pilot license. Sport pilot's the easiest and least certificate with restrictions. This license allows the pilot to fly a light aircraft and at low altitudes. As a sport pilot, you can earn your certificate in multiple categories like airplane, parachute, rotorcraft, and glider. The pilot can only carry 1 passenger, and some of the prohibitions that they have is flying at night in Class B, C, or D and above 10,000 feet. The biggest advantage for sport pilots is that they only need to undertake 20 hours of training time. Nevertheless, they're not intended to obtain the FAA medical certification. Number 5. Recreational pilot. The sport pilot license makes the recreational pilot license less of a choice, but this license is a very good option for people who want to fly a heavier aircraft, heavier than the ones used in sport training, without the need to undergo advanced training. The recreational pilot must have at least 30 hours of flight time and 15 hours of dual instruction. Pilots cannot exceed flying 50 miles away from the airport they took off from. They can only fly during the day and must not fly in controlled areas. Class B, C, and D. Number 4. Private pilot. The most basic and common license is the private pilot license. The training for this certificate is much more intensive than of the sport and recreational pilot. Private pilots can fly at night and in controlled areas. They also need to undergo a total of 40-hour training, 20 of which is with an instructor, along with multiple maneuvers. Private pilots can fly aircraft single-engine land. This means that the pilot can fly a single-engine aircraft and can only land on land. This certificate's part of the FFA testings and certifications. Private pilots like recreational and sports pilots cannot fly for any commercial purposes. Number 3. Commercial pilots. A commercial pilot is a pilot who's paid to fly a plane. Flights that are scheduled have specific rules and regulations for their operation. For a smooth operation, pilots must follow specific rules on commercial flying to avoid confusion and accidents. Commercial pilots go through very intensive training to get the certification. The pilot needs to learn how to fly an aircraft that has a retractable landing gear, comfortable pitch controller, and flaps. This training requires more precision and knowledge of the professional flight operations. Number 2. Flight instructor. A lot of people might be wondering how all pilots learn how to fly a plane when they still have no experience. Well, that's where the flight instructor comes in the picture. A flight instructor is an experienced individual who instructs and trains all the pilots mentioned above to fly the plane professionally. A flight instructor will be learning much more about the instructional design of the plane. He will learn all the commercial pilot topics in depth, and a lot of theory. Flight instructors gain hours while working as instructors and can also fly a commercial plane. Number 1. Airline transport pilot. All airline transport pilots are commercial pilots, but not all commercial pilots are airline transport pilots. An airline transport pilot is the most advanced license any pilot can acquire. It's necessary for those who want to fly commercial airliners for a living. Many airlines now require pilots to have this certificate. The pilot must have at least 1,500 hours of flying and be 23 years of age or more. This is the end of today's video. Which of these licenses do you plan to acquire? Share with us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the post notifications on to receive the latest from us. See you in the next one.